Howdy, guys. It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. It's That's Cool Drink night, and tonight's going to be, I always say it, it's going to be a good one. Tonight's going to be a really good one because we got Shane Werner and we got Jessica Werner. We got a husband-wife team, and they both are radical. They've got some really, really cool stuff. Obviously, Shane with the motorcycle, so he's one of our kind of like idiot motorcycle guys, and we'll see kind of how that works out with, riding this stuff on two wheels. And then Jessica, his wife, with a diesel BMW on nitrous that ran a 10999, I think at Bandamere, I'm pretty sure. So we'll talk to them about those, and we're going to have a blast tonight, guys. So it's going to be super fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate all you guys so much. And again, don't forget about the podcast that's on Blueberry, Blueberry. This is what it looks like. It's also on all the Apple devices. I've only got the first 3 uploaded to that. I do get a little bit of time, a little bit more space to upload those here shortly. So I'll have a few more going on there as soon as I possibly can. But that said, guys, here it is, episode 28. Can you believe we're on 28? It's the infamous Shane and Jessica, the Werners, y'all. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah, man. I'm really, really excited to talk to you guys tonight. And, we've kind of spent a little bit of time together. We got to actually talk a little at the castle this last year, but really kind of like normal. We get a chance to talk to each other about every week about 10 minutes, and it's not enough time. So it's going to be really fun to hang out and talk to you guys. And I forgot the name of the bird.
It's Daphne.
Daphne. I apologize.
But she's a drama queen.
Well, yeah. And yeah, we're multifaceted here. Klaus has joined in on a couple of these on the in the last studio, in the Colorado studio. The South Dakota one, I've got a door, so he can't come in. So no Klaus, but you might hear him. He howls at everything that goes by. Yeah, he's a blast. Stevie's into the bird. Stevie's loving on the bird over there.
Tell Heck Stevie yeah. we have 5 parrots.
5 parrots.
5, yeah.
All right.
I'm not the smartest people.
I was going to say, like, on purpose, you have 5 parrots?
We have a blue and gold, African gray, another like her that's a little smaller,
cockatoo, and a sun conure.
Yeah.
Imagine having 5 2-year-olds that never grow up.
Right, exactly. It's awesome. And you can't put diapers on them, so they're just kind of... Yeah, good. But seriously, guys, thank you so much for joining in here on That's Cool Drink, and it's going to be fun, and I'm really looking forward to digging into what brought you guys into this, and what the heck you're doing riding a motorcycle around, and a sport bike at that, around like an idiot in the Midwest for years and years and years. So
safety third.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, let's get started. And honestly, I'm going to let you guys start. Whoever started into this insanity first, I assume one of you brought the other one in.
Yeah, it was my fault.
So how did you get your start, Shane?
Rocky Mountain Race Week.
No kidding.
2020, the first one.
Well,
we had just bought the 335D, and we love taking road trips. It's what we do. We prefer to drive than fly. So drag and drive just kind of made sense. And then they opened up 2.0, so there was no veteran status, and we got in. So we figured, let's do it. We were in the class.
And what got you into the insanity of motorsports itself?
I've always been a fan, just never.
The first time you've raced was on race week.
Yeah.
Holy crap, I had no idea. That's awesome.
I mean, we made a few passes at the local track before we went to race week.
But just so you had an idea how it went and what was going on and whatnot. That's
So
awesome. How cool is that?
he ran the BMW in the 13.0, and they had a little tune on it. There was nothing done to it, and came in 6th
No, like ninth.
or 9th with the 13.06.
1308 Ford.
Those index classes are nuts, man. I mean, nuts.
But then 1.0 of 2021, June said, okay, we're going to try this motorcycle class. So Shane, you're in. And he's like, awesome. But I can't come if Jessica can't come. And she's like, she's in too. So
Like, giddy up, let's go.
Yeah. And we just never gave it, that veteran status is coveted.
Oh yeah, no. If you've got it, you can't let it go. So you better
Right.
better show up and or else.
yeah,
But-
there's a lot to learn that's the first time drag racing for either of us.
Mhm.
So yeah, we did some silly stuff that they made rules that now you can't do that. We're the reason for a lot of rules, I think.
that's good if that happens in your life once in a while. If you have a rule named after you, we'll just call it the Werner rule.
Oh, I'm sure. Every time something goes on, June says, I bet the Werners were involved.
Right? Freaking
Yeah, for
Werners.
instance, our first event, we had no idea that you were only allowed to make one pass when they called up your class.
So you're just
Well, yeah, we thought it was a hot lap deal. And no one told us. We didn't find out until like the end of the week.
Like, oh, by the way.
hey, you can't do crap like that.
Anything. We were like,
Well, and I'm sure a bit of that's on us. We just we don't really, we assume everyone just knows, so we don't tell them every time apparently, and that's happened. That's been us a couple of times, but
oh, yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, we
It is
tell
what it
people
is.
for the reason for the sticker on the windshield with the marks.
That's you.
That's us.
Very nice. Hell yes.
That trip we went from what track? There was a take a right.
We were on our way to Heartland Park.
Yeah, we're going to Heartland.
Oh yeah, Topeka. Okay, yeah.
And then it said take a right in 0.4 and then go 200 miles and you'll be at the track. And I missed the 0.4.
Oh,
So we went 200 miles to Wichita.
Yeah.
And then we had to turn around and
Go 200 miles back and to the way we left the route.
I've done that, but I haven't done 200 miles.
Yeah.
So
Jessica was crying.
400.
400 round trip.
Oh man.
But in the BMW, right? So
Yeah.
you're not exactly slumming it.
No. It was
which
good.
is nice. Which is nice.
They had
So
to keep tech open for us because if you remember that year, Topeka or Heartland Park said we had a tech there too.
right.
Yeah. We rolled in at like 7 at night.
Oh man. So you started with the BMW. So I guess let's talk about the BMW. How has it progressed? What in the hell is a 335? Let's dig us a little bit into the BMW and really I'm gonna a lot of this I think is gonna be Jessica too. I wanna hear your first passes in it's a relatively quick ride. You said it ran in the 12s with a tune, and now it's gone in the 10s. So that's a pretty good progression. But let's start with tell us about the car. How'd you acquire it? Why are you drag racing it?
I wanted a diesel truck.
Okay.
And he said, we already have 2 diesel trucks. So let me find you something that's a diesel. And he did a lot of research. It could have been anything. It could have been,
Could have been a Kia.
Yeah.
Right.
We weren't specifically looking for BMW.
Yeah.
It just happened that they offered the best diesel in a 4-door.
Cool. Hell yeah. And then you said it went in the 12s with just a tune.
Yeah. We ran it was 270 horse stock. We put a tune on it and that bumped it up to 360.
Wow.
And that put it in the high 12s. We lost some fuel economy. When we first got it, we got 50 miles per gallon.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
And now we're down to about 27.
Still really good, and it's a 10-second ride. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
even making hits, I don't reset, and I get like 25, 26 during race week.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
And I was dailying it up until
Just a couple months ago, we bought a X5 with basically the same motor.
Okay. All right. And that's going to be the like, I've got a new daily.
That's my daily.
And then it turns into the new race car. You're going to be like, wait a second, this has got this, and this has got this, and it's going to be quicker than this, and it's got all-wheel drive, and oh my God.
Oh, he already said.
Well, there's certain things you have to do to it just to achieve reliability, right?
I mean,
and horsepower is just a byproduct of that.
It just happens. It's part of the deal. Hell yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, the goal is to tow the BMW and the race bike with the X5.
Okay.
That way, if anything breaks, we're covered.
And there's a lot to be said to having a bit of a fleet. If it's got the same motor and a bunch of the same stuff,
right,
then a bunch of the same stuff can switch over. I kind of did the same thing initially with my Suburban and my race car, and really everything. It's all LS based. So if I need to take a part off of this and put it onto this to continue either towing or vice versa, I've got it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
redundant parts. 2 is 1, 1 is none.
Peace of mind, because it's a long way to any tracks that we race at.
Oh yeah, no, totally. And I didn't even know you guys were in the Tucson area. So I mean, that's sporty. There, your miles, hours before you even get to the start. So it's a lot of driving.
Yeah, we usually do about 3,500, 4,000.
Okay.
For the week.
Yeah.
And this, like, you guys sent me a bunch of pictures, and you sent me this one, and this is like, I mean, that's just amazing. I mean, that's a 10-second BMW towing a 10-second motorcycle, getting your way onto race week.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty styling there.
But back to the car, we ran it at that, and every time we put the nitrous on it, and the tune just didn't like it. So natural evolution, we went to a better tune, which was a little more power. That got us into the high 11s. So she's been running in the 12s for the last couple of years.
Right.
And this year, we put 100 over injectors, hybrid turbo, big intercooler. It got a lot of love this year.
Nice.
And now it's making about 500 to the wheel on fuel only. And then, around, we guess about 200, about 700 on nitrous.
That's pretty good.
Our was it 1.0 this year? Our tuner sent us a new tune. We sent the ECU out. He sent it back. We put it in, and he didn't understand DA because he's
sea level.
Yeah,
and that's the world when you go to Denver, and when I grew up in Denver, so that's like my life. Now you get a little glimpse of that, like everything that you do. They're like, this should work. It's like, yeah, but what about at like 5,800 feet of real elevation and 9,000 DA? And they're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, what is that?
Uh-huh.
I go, dude, it was like 13,000 DA. One day we raced there in 2022.
Yeah.
That when it was 106 or whatever.
Yeah. No, that's that's just insanity. That's just stuff. That's what happens.
They don't understand though.
No, they don't.
Beat.
No, they don't.
Data logs. We sent him data logs after 1.0, and he was like, "Oh my god, it really matters." And so he got it down for 2.0.
Nice.
He hooked us up. He's a mad scientist.
Yeah, we literally dropped the new ECU in the car and took off out of the driveway for Rocky Mountain Race Week.
Nice.
That was good stuff.
And it turned out just awesome.
Yeah.
So Jessica, so you've never raced before this either?
Nope.
So tell us about your experience with that. Like, how has that been, learning to A, drag race a car, B, index race a car, which is, as you know, not the easiest thing ever, and then C, also make it fast and like fun and reliable. And tell us about that. That's got to be such a cool experience.
It's been cool because Shane's like, what do you want for Christmas? Oh, new turbo, a new, that's the things I want.
And he's like,
That's
it's exactly what I wanted you to say.
the things I want.
Exactly.
That first hit, the adrenaline, your sweaty palms, then you make it and you're just like, okay, I'm good. And it's been a blast. And it's been like Rocky Mountain Race Week, and Race Week is like a yearly I guess it'd be
biannual
counseling type of kind of thing.
Yeah. No, it really is. It totally is. And if you've watched more than one of these, you hear it from everyone that's been on one of those. It's such a different thing, and you've got these friends that you're instantly like bonded to for your life. And
Absolutely.
like, if you like it or not, like,
Absolutely.
you got people.
We've met.
Well, and that's why the veteran
people.
status is so important. We got to see our people every year,
Exactly.
Yeah. We've met great people. But it's just been fun. And we, like for a minute, hey, maybe we should, just do one or the other and do some littler stuff. And then Matt goes and changes the tracks. Oh, no, we got to go there.
Well, we got to go check that out. Come on.
We're in, So I guess we're in for life.
Good luck getting rid of us.
Hey, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I said the same thing to him at some point. I was like, anytime you do this, I'm going to be involved with it one way or another. And he was like, great, I'm in. Let's go.
It's difficult for Shane because he has to worry about him and race and get ready, and then he has to worry about me and when things aren't going right.
Right.
Then it's just like, and it always seems like, depending where I'm at, like, okay, when I was in the 12s, he had a little more time before the bikes were up. And then it got closer.
Right. And then he's like, well, I've seen like he's on the starting line and he's still got all of his leathers on and just the top peeled down.
Yeah.
And he's up there. And I got to tell you, like, you guys are the best, like, cheerleaders for each other. It's hilarious. Like, every single pass, you're one of the other one of you was standing on the starting line and jumping up and down or just doing the like, just barely, gosh, just missed it. But yeah, you guys are the epitome of cheering for each other, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it was funny because you were like,
well, behind the scenes, secretly, at least once a week, we're ready to kill each other.
Yeah, day 3.
I think that happens to all of us.
Day 3, we're like, and then we rally and then we're
totally
stronger.
And it's a different thing too, because you've got all your individual stuff, but Shane obviously on the motorcycle. So, there's got to be a lot of coordination between you two on the roads. What do you guys do in that? Do you just raw dog it and figure it out? Do you have radios? What do you guys do with that?
He has that.
I have Cardo, so she can call me. We can talk,
Right.
Don't do that in the mountains though, because it doesn't work. I'm sorry.
Right.
I have the directions folded around my phone on a RAM mount, so I kind of keep up with where we're going.
Yeah. We don't let him behind me anymore.
Yeah, no more following.
None more of that, and I'm sure we'll talk about that. But
I do the turn by turn and reset my mileage. So if he sees me go that way, he'll be, whoops.
And that's a whole thing. And like we talked to Pat Cook a couple of weeks ago, you've got to navigate as a motorcycle guy and navigate all your own stuff.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
And even in a car, if you're navigating on your own, it's a difficult thing. So you're both sort of individually, singly navigating.
Yeah.
And both lost at the same time and figuring out what in the hell is going on, and hopefully not 200 additional miles, but that's there's a lot going on with that. And I happened to pull up kind of behind you this last 2.0 going up to Buffalo Bill's grave, and we were lost. I saw you guys lost.
Yeah, we
and I was like, I just started thinking about it, and I was like, holy crap! Like, you kind of got to navigate two cars, but you're not in the same car. Like, that's got to be a hard thing.
I'll call him and say, I think we missed the turn. And he'll be like, no, I don't think so. So then it's like, okay, we got to figure this out. And sometimes, I mean, it gets, because sometimes he's right, sometimes I'm right, you know.
It's a thing, and like Stevie went and bought an Atlas, and it's huge. It's a big Atlas, and it's awesome because it works when you don't have cell phone coverage, and it works in daytime and at nighttime, and if your battery's dead, and she shakes this thing out. It's hilarious.
Don't get lost anymore, dude.
And no, it's awesome. And she's got this set up where she's figuring out dry erase markers and figuring out our
cool.
route, but she's got it on like a laminated piece kind of. It's awesome. It's awesome. And yeah, like Jason Acton from War Performance said he won't do it without a navigator again. It's a thing for sure. Like it's definitely a thing. But
there's trade-offs to all of it, you know.
What's that?
There's trade-offs to all of it.
Oh yeah.
We work a little harder, but at the same time, I don't have to drag a trailer because I don't need to carry a chair. I don't need to carry a canopy. You know,
Right.
I need to carry my leathers. I need to carry some tools. I need to carry everything I need to race and everything I need to not be naked.
Right. Yep. Exactly.
So that's the benefit we get out of the extra stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And like Pat says, if you don't miss a turn or two, is it really race week?
Right? Oh,
I mean,
we had James with us. Well,
James
both.
Revels.
One
Yep.
and two. And they were in front of me, and I saw his directions just fly off his bike.
and that's like in our car, that's like our lifeline. Like we have that stuff like,
What would he do if he would have been like just by himself? You know, just wait for someone to hopefully take a picture.
I mean, no way.
Yeah.
So Shane, tell us about the progression of the bike. You know, obviously you took the BMW, and then all of a sudden Jessica's in the BMW. You're on the bike. What did you bring? How did it run? What's it like? What's it like being on the first real bike class at race week, and you've never even freaking raced on a bike?
I'll tell you what, it's challenging. Racing a bike is nothing like racing a car.
It's a whole different thing.
I still don't have it under control, to be honest with you. I'm trying to figure out launching softer to go faster.
It's a weird concept.
Right. And I have nitrous on the bike, and I haven't even turned it on because until I can get the 60 foot under control, you know, I'm not just going to keep adding power. So.
Right. Well, he was so busy.
I started out on a 2011 GSX-R 1000, and that was just a stock motorbike. It had exhaust, tune, you know, just the basic stuff.
A normal, like what you would have as a street riding bike.
Yeah. I went 1003 on that, and then I stepped up to a 2021 because I wanted the extra power, all the digital stuff,
Totally.
launch control,
Heavy lock brakes.
the ABS. And I had it at home the last year I rode the 2011, but it was new. I hadn't broke it in yet. So, and then I wrecked the 2011 on race week, and
I can't read what.
Swapped most of the parts right over to that bike and started over.
That's Jason Hurley. He says racing a bike is a completely different experience and approach. You practically have to live on the bike you're racing to be any kind of consistent.
Mm-hmm.
But
absolutely.
So, you know, the first bike, and we're going to talk about you crashing and scaring us all half to death.
Sorry, everybody.
You dick. But that first bike, like you said, basic, you know, nothing special, just kind of it didn't have an extended swing arm or nothing like that. It was
it had extension blocks on it.
It did? Okay. All right.
Same ones you used on this bike.
Totally.
Off that one and put them on this one.
Just swapped them around. What so that first year it was great, all kittens and babies and everything's awesome and you're rocking and rolling. So second year, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not so much.
No, we were leaving Bumblebee on our way to Optimus Prime.
Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Yeah, that was at Kick. Yeah, there's Bumblebee right there.
Yeah.
So we left there. That was about 5 minutes before the accident. We left there. We got on the road, and we came up on an accident that was already that already happened. It had already been cleared. There was an officer in the opposite lane of travel talking to somebody. He was just standing in the crosswalk talking to somebody, and we were doing about 30, just kind of being aware of what was going on. And at the very last second, he just kind of turned around and put his hand out and made Jessica slam on her brakes right in front of me. And I ran out of talent at the wrong second. I grabbed a fistful of brakes, I locked it up, and slid into the back of her car.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The officer came to the ER and apologized.
That's a little bit of solace, I guess, which is nice, but
yeah.
Jessica, what's running through your head? Obviously, like, oh my God.
I had no idea what hit me until Shane went sliding by the side of my car.
Oh.
And then I was like, get out. And then
all the words.
He's laying on the ground, and I'm like, oh my God, babe, you okay? And he's like, no, my leg is bad. It's bad. And he's like, take my helmet off. Well, the cops are like, no. And the EMS is all out there because of the previous accident. So they're like, no. I go, babe, is your neck okay? He's like, yeah, it's fine. It's my leg. So take my helmet off. So he took his helmet off. And then they were telling him, well, we're going to have to cut your pants off. And he's like,
the fuck you are.
You know how much these cost?
They're spendy. You're not cutting them. So they saved his pants.
Yeah, save the leathers.
But they shot him up with ketamine. So when I got to the ER, he was like, babe, go make your pass. No, he goes, no, it's fine.
I'm good. Just you go to the racetrack. It's good.
And then that ketamine wore off, and that was a whole.
Yeah, then the pain really set in.
Right.
It was a compound fracture in my femur.
Yeah, I was going to say compound, and that's your femur. I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, in two places at the top that it came unattached.
Yeah, I broke the ball off the top of my femur.
Wow.
Yeah.
The kind of zigzag there in the middle, that's where my femur came out. And then the stitches down my knee is where they opened me up and slid the rod in.
Yeah.
It turns my back.
He was very fortunate that the surgeon,
the doctor
on call,
in the ER was the osteo.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They took him right into surgery.
I was in surgery in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
How awesome is that? Holy cow.
Very fortunate.
That is awesome.
And they woke me up the next morning at 8 a.m. and said, come on, we're going to physical therapy.
They had him up walking.
Walking stairs.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez. That's quick.
So we had to drive home, though. And he had to get out and move it every hour.
Yeah, I couldn't fly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let me fly.
So we stopped every hour so he could get out of it. And it was the red truck, the lifted red truck, the Dodge.
Oh, yeah. So it's totally not easy to get in and out of.
Took us a long time. Took us a long time to get home. Yeah.
That's a solid second gen Cummins, though. I applaud that choice.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, and that's it's the 98 and newer.
Yeah, that's an 01. It's a 6-speed manual 4x4.
Nice. Yeah, good truck. Good truck. Like me some Dodge trucks,
Yeah.
but not necessarily with a compound fracture leg that you need to get out of and into every hour.
Yeah.
They had to do a second surgery because they put a wire in this weird look like almost.
Here, I'll go get the hook.
It
Yeah,
looks like
go get the hook.
a bottle opener with really pointy things was wrapped to hold the ball.
Okay.
So they had to take that out.
Oh gosh. Now so you guys are in the Tucson area. Did you live in the Tucson area when this happened too?
Yeah, we've been here in this house for 8 years.
So how does that work? And I'm just curious, personal, if you get hurt so badly in another state that you have to have surgery and stuff, like is all that just it's all good, easy peasy?
I'm a federal employee with really good health insurance.
Atta girl. Yes.
So yeah, he was well taken care of.
Nice.
So
Show him the pokey part.
Oh yeah, okay.
And that was in his.
Like
you can see the set screws for the cable.
Totally. Okay. Yeah, and the snake bite pieces are inside your hip, like your pelvis.
My bone.
Yeah.
He couldn't. He couldn't. Everything hurt all the time, and so it was like 6 months after they went in and took it out. And as soon as he woke up from that surgery, he was like, "Oh my god!" shaking his leg around. "Oh my god, it's amazing!" He was like,
we got it.
He goes, "It stings a little bit, but no, it's good." I mean, he was like a new person once they got that out of there.
And you were kind of, sort of Iron Man at that point. I remember you were like, "I'm getting back on that bike. I'm going to be back." And what was your timeline for, reacquiring a motorcycle and knowing that you absolutely could and were going to make that happen?
I rode again in 4 months. I had the last surgery at like 5.5 months, and I was back to work at 7.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I did 6 months of physical therapy, as much as they'd let me go.
Yeah.
Just nonstop. I'm getting better.
Yeah. Fight that atrophy before it sets in.
Totally. And
up his walk a little bit for a while.
How are you today? Is it relatively good? I'm sure it's creaky and whatnot, but
yeah,
overall,
I haven't put in the effort to learn how to sprint again.
Who needs to sprint?
I was going to say,
I just have to run faster than her. So
right. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to outrun the bear. You have to outrun your wife.
Outrun your wife.
You remember Phoebe from Friends? Have you ever seen her run?
Is that very nice?
Yeah.
So this bike now, pretty much the same bike, right? Ish.
Well, no. The other reason I stepped up was because this bike has VVT.
Oh, okay. All right. So variable valve timing.
Yeah.
There's almost no downside to that in nearly any application. I was just watching some videos of Richard Holdner today, talking about the new Chevy trucks with the VVT, and they just have so much more torque because you can bring cam in later, so you don't give anything off. You can have a small and a big cam all at once.
It's funny. Our son bought a KTM 790, and we went out riding, and we have a couple Harleys, but hers isn't ready, and I didn't have this one yet. So she rode the 2011, or I rode the 2011 because it was in GP shift, and she rode my 21. And I told her, with about 3,500 RPMs, it hits a power band like a 2-stroke. So be careful, be ready for that because it'll snap your neck back.
Right.
For real.
I'm watching her in my mirror, man.
Yeah, all fun and games.
Yeah. That was my buddy Steve got a new dirt bike, and the thing was wicked. And I went over to his house, and I was like, "Let me take it for a ride." He's like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." Well, I've never ridden. This is a WR450. Like, I've never ridden a big 4-stroke before, like a ton of 2-strokes. So, like, no big deal. But yeah, I rode past him. He said my eyes were like the size of dinner plates on the back tire. Like, dragging my feet and out of control. And yeah, it was good. It's good times. It's it's always good when you're on something that you're not expecting the power. And I mean, here's Jessica being a badass
That's
on her Harley.
That's how I like sitting. I don't like sport bikes so much.
Right. Yep.
Not yeah. I mean, well, the 2011 that Shane had, I rode that before, and that's how. And he goes, just take it up the road and turn around and come back and tell me what you think. As I'm riding away, I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Then I get back to him, and he's like, well, let's just go a little farther. So, like 50 miles later, I'm like, okay, well, I can ride it, and it's okay. But the gentleman who owned the bike before him had a peg leg. So,
yeah.
So he cut
I
off.
bought that bike off a one-legged dude.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
He kept getting his
Like,
the brake. He had to cut the rear brake down because he kept getting his prosthetic foot stuck on it.
What the hell?
So it just had. I mean, I was used to it. It didn't bother me, but she wasn't having it.
That's pretty good. That's pretty. I dig on that.
I was like, oh my god. Yeah. We're gonna
Good
put this
God.
other bike back together here pretty soon.
Yeah, we just the picture you just put up there. We just got her another one of those.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
Softail Slim.
It just needs new forks.
We picked it up off Copart. Got a good deal.
Cool. Nice.
We're in the process of putting it back together.
It is. It's funny too because I had a sport bike. I had a 2002, I think, GSX-R 750. I had a GSX-R 600 as well before that. But I was like, this is the jam. Like, I want this for the rest of my life. Like, never, ever, ever do I want anything else. And my buddy had just a Sportster 1200, and he deployed, and he was like, hey, can you keep this, but I want you to ride it because you have to ride them. They go to shit unless you ride them. And man, I loved sitting on it, and I was like, this is like Lazy Boy that you can drive.
Right?
It's amazing. It's such a different experience, and it's just different experience. Like nowhere near as fast, nowhere near as exhilarating, but if you just want to put air in your face, that's it, man.
That Softail Slim handles like a Sporty.
Okay.
And the center of gravity is so low that it's a nice bike. It's a comfortable ride, and it goes fast enough for me. I don't.
I mean, fast as you want it to be.
We talked about doing the bike class together, and then after that happened with the whiplash, I was like, I can't even admit. I couldn't do it. I'd poop my pants halfway down.
I'm out, man. No way.
I was like, not happening.
Pat does want to know if you're going to race the Harleys.
No.
No, that's just not what they're for.
No.
No, that the Softail Slim. That's my dad's bike.
No.
He gave it to me,
That's
and I'm sorry, the Deuce.
the Deuce.
The Deuce. He gave it. He bought it brand new. He rode it, and he doesn't ride it no more. And that's it's a special bike. I'm never gonna
beat on it
or anything.
Yeah.
It's just a cruiser.
It's just
I mean, some of that stuff exists for that that exact reason. Like you have to have that stuff as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to have everything get beat on, right?
Well,
like that.
Yeah, the double D's,
The double D's.
the little D and the big D.
I like it. But hers is the big D.
Yeah. I bought the wife double D's.
Attaboy. And then you guys did. You've been a staple at the race week stuff, but you guys both did King of the Open Road as well.
Yeah, Coder
And
came.
you did pretty damn well, right?
Yeah.
Well, it looked like it.
It looked like it from the outside, but as always, it was a shit show.
Nice.
Well, let's
Nice.
So I took second in the bike class out of 2 bikes.
Second is second. You just don't mention the second part.
it gets
It gets better. So Jessica She did the cruise, and the car wasn't running that good.
No.
And you remember the whole hairspray thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, we got a boot on the hot side that keeps blowing off, and we didn't know about it at this point. So the car ran fine until you really got into it. It would make like 20 pounds of boost and then leak.
Yeah.
So I never experienced it because I barely drive the car.
Right.
I've never made a pass in it since 2020.
Right.
So I had no idea what was going on. So the day of the drag racing, she wasn't even going to race.
I was on my street.
She was like, my car's not running right. I'm not even going to do it. And Moody says, oh, come on. Just go out there and have some fun. So he talked her into it, and she goes out there. First round, C8 Corvette, drives out of her life, and goes too fast, broke out.
Okay.
So she moves on.
I ran like a 12.8. I'm like, it's not running right. Something's wrong.
What was it? Second round, the guy she was running against, her car was running so poorly. She was running 13s in the 12.0 class.
Okay.
He thought that he was going to break out, so he slammed on the brakes, and she passed him at the finish line.
Okay.
So now she's there's 3 left.
12:20.
She draws the bye into the finals.
Yes. Hell yes.
I don't even know at this point. Shane comes up and he's like, you got the bye. And I'm like, cool. And he goes, no, that means you got second. And I was like, no way. Because it was so bad. It was so bad. Those street tires won't hold the car. They're just, I mean, they're sticky.
Yeah, but
they're not that,
But second. I mean,
It's like 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. It's a handful.
Yeah.
right.
You gotta have and those Mickey Thompsons, I tell you, those are amazing. I was running those Hoosier DR2s. Mickey Thompsons.
Yeah, that's the jam.
Yeah, just found that out on 2.0.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, Alex. Yeah, Arquette. He told us.
Hell yeah, dude. It's crazy how like something like that, and you go from the same size and everything.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, hold on a second. Like,
Yeah, what a difference.
yeah, now I don't have to like pedal this thing. I can actually just go when it goes quick.
Yeah, between the new tune and the new tires, she was laying down a faster pass every single lap.
I watched it happen. It was a super, super cool thing because I know we talked and you were like, we're really, really trying to get that 10. And
well, and her 60s just kept getting faster and faster and faster.
And was I right? Was that at Bandamere?
Yes,
That was-
that 10.99.
Yeah.
It was her very last chance at Bandamere.
To get
Last
that
pass
10.
ever.
And I was telling everybody, I don't care if it's 10.999. I don't care.
Right? It's 10. It says 10. That's 10s.
That's
Yep.
funny.
Yeah, hey, if you got a 10 at Bandamere,
I mean,
there's no arguing. It's
yeah,
a 10.
there ain't, yeah. If it goes 10s at Bandamere, it'll go 10s everywhere else in the world.
Mhm.
Right. So
So,
I was super excited.
Yeah, she ran an 11.004, came back to the pits, and I took the air filter off
okay.
and turned the snout towards the scoop.
That was it. That's all it needed. Get back out there.
Yeah. That was great. That was the best day. That was just the best day.
Hell yeah.
Unfortunately for me, because the whole week was great, except for the first day we raced
At Bandamere.
at Bandamere. Shane said, go weigh your bottle. And I said, the bottle's fine. And he said, no, go weigh your bottle. And I said, no, I'm talking to people. No, it's good.
The gauge says it's
The
good.
gauge says it's good. Well, the gauge lied, and it was not good. It was out of nitrous, so I had to turn in.
And she made two or three passes out of nitrous, and I was
What's wrong with
freaking
the
out. What the
car?
heck's wrong with the car? I never thought to check the nitrous. She told me it was good.
Right. Right.
Usually
So moral of the story is don't listen to Jessica about the nitrous level.
Listen to your husband when he tells you to go check your bottle. But I usually hose myself on day 1. So that was like, what, day 3?
Mhm.
So,
So you're improving. I mean,
improving.
yeah, it's getting better. It's getting better.
So usually the strategy is just screw the pooch the first day, and then we can relax.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's nothing to worry about. You can just kind of lay back and have fun. And yeah, I mean, hey, I'm third place in the bike class out of 3. So hey, here we
Well,
go.
the cruisers are 2 seconds behind me, and the turbo guys are 2 seconds ahead of me.
Right.
So,
So you're the no man's land kind of guy.
there's nothing I can do.
Have you? And I know Jessica asked at the drivers meeting at 2.0. Are you considering possibly putting that thing in the index class because it runs 11 flat everywhere? No, keep it in the bike class.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah. At some point, I'd like to be competitive with Moody and Baker.
Hell yeah.
I just got to get that 60 foot under control.
Say hi.
Hello, Bella. I'm sure you can get it. I mean, it's obviously that, there's people out there doing it with, kind of with your recipe. So
my gearing's been all off just because, I don't want to loop the bike out.
Right.
I'd rather creep up on it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it's way more fun doing it that way and making steps and getting yourself to where you are rather than A, scare the dog shit out of yourself, or B, wreck it.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, like wrecking a motorcycle, like there's not a lot of forgiving around
I
you.
started out on a 38 tooth rear with a stock front, and now I'm on a 47 rear with a one down in the front.
Wow, so, what's the percentage of that's insane. That's a big jump.
Well, I shouldn't have been at 38. That was a little conservative on my part. But I was 42, I was 45. I've worked my way up.
Okay. Yeah, because like back in my 750 days, like I was 2 up and 1 down. And it was like a night and day difference on that thing. And that's only we're talking, 6 or 7% of difference. Like you're talking teens of percent were the difference. That's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. You sent me this one, and I gotta ask. This was kind of one last one. Is that an Ultra 4?
No.
Well, no.
It's based on a We Rock chassis.
Okay.
More West Coast than East Coast, I guess.
Got it.
Yeah, it's slow and technical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the meaning of what that is. It's a 4.3 V6. It's a turbo 350, Dana 300 with a doubler. Really high gears in a couple of tons. It's super lightweight, underpowered and overgeared.
Yeah, you can do a lot with that. Toyota's been doing that for years.
It makes everything so easy. It's kind of boring. I'd almost prefer to go back to a Jeep. Just because there's a challenge there.
Yeah.
But this thing is sweet. Like it's super cool, and I had no idea. It's pretty basic stuff. I mean, turbo 350, Dana 300. I mean, that's kind of you're not even in Atlas territory. It's not real high zoot stuff. It's pretty relatively basic.
It's got a doubler in it, so I can control the front and rear axles separately.
Yeah,
I can unlock the rear and make that one roll and lock the front and do digs, and it's super capable. It goes everywhere.
It's awesome.
It doesn't break because it doesn't have a whole bunch of horsepower.
Right. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
We took it out to King of the Hammers and played around out there while we were watching all the big boys in the Ultra 4 cars. It was pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Ripped the truss off it trying to climb a waterfall.
Hell yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
In the dark.
Back to camp with the rear axle ratchet strapped in place.
Everyone's done that once or twice. If you've done any four-wheeling type stuff, like that's just part of it. And Colorado, we got a lot of that. So
yeah.
I got some homies. I speak that language a bit. I was dabbling in that world in my early 20s at the Hare. So
we started playing in that world, and we realized pretty quickly that we like going fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a totally different experience, and I've kind of actually and Stevie's aware that I've been kind of just looking for Jeeps, and there's some stuff out here in the Black Hills kind of area, and there's guys have some like crap for sale that's out there, but
Hey, I got a crawler for sale.
Yeah, we'll make you a deal on that bad boy.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
The reason we bought it was because we were going to buy a Jeep when we bought the 335.
Okay.
And it was a friend of ours who passed away. He had like about $100,000 in his Jeep.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful. He was an engineer and a pilot, and he was just super meticulous guy.
Mm-hmm.
And when he passed away, his family was realistic. They were asking, I think, $35,000 for it. And the deal fell through. We got financing in place and everything, and the deal fell through. Well, we already had financing, so
right. So you got money. Like,
we got the 335. But the reason that we like the crawler so much is because we can roll it, we can break it, we can do whatever, throw it back in the shop, and forget about it, and we don't have to worry about a daily being down.
Right. Yeah. Well, and because it's not
a price,
and because it's not really exotic, it doesn't really cost a lot to maintain.
Mm-hmm.
Overall. I mean, it's going to break parts. That's part of the deal, but it's it's shelf stuff. You can go to a 4x4 shop and get stuff for it.
Overall. Well, we have Ballistic Fab here in Tucson, and they're just amazing. I can run down there and buy a truss kit over the counter,
and they've got it in stock.
Yeah.
Like, here you go.
We live like 2 miles from Charlotte Gap, which is a red rated trail.
Okay.
Right down the road. So there's a lot of.
And we got married on Charlotte Gap up on Kissing Rock.
No kidding.
Yeah, we drove the buggy up there and had a chaplain meet us, and we got married up there.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Only our friends with capable Jeeps were able to attend.
Right. So if you suck, you can't come.
Yeah. It was a little rednecky, but that's okay.
Hey, whatever. That's part of it. I mean,
it was cool.
So you guys traded rock crawling pretty much for drag racing. Is that it? What do you think? Good trade?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah. The people are amazing.
Yeah, totally different kind of people.
The outpouring of love when I had my accident.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the people, we wouldn't have made it. So thank you to everybody who took care of us.
Hell yeah.
We couldn't have done it without you.
Well, there
was out of that whole thing, it's really easy to talk shit about the guy that rear-ended his wife, right?
I mean,
and make jokes,
but nobody did. One person
did, but Matt
and Matt stepped up and said, "Hey, get the
hey, what are you even talking about, dude?"
Yeah,
you weren't there, you don't know.
So it was amazing. We call them our Oklahomies.
Yeah,
Oklahomies. I like it.
So kind to us.
People in Oklahoma
in our time of
need.
Yeah, that was because we had to figure out getting the bike.
Oh yeah.
Secured, and there was a ton of moving pieces to help get you guys back home.
I had to go get
Kyle Reynolds' mom.
Trailer.
We met her at Great Bend the year before, and as soon as the accident happened, she dropped what she was doing and came and was by Jessica's side, calling and canceling hotel rooms and driving so Jessica could take care of things and just anything we needed. Everybody reached out and was right there. It was amazing.
Yeah, totally. And it was totally like I remember it very well because I got to the hotel and I had to poop. So I was like, well, I'm going to go poop and get on Facebook and just see what's been going on. And it was like 6 minutes ago.
That's not cool.
Yeah. Oh shit. But it was awesome because typically it's okay. Let's get everyone involved. Let's figure, but it was all happening. Like it had been 6 minutes and it was like, oh, we have this and we have this and we have this going on and this is happening. And like, holy crap, man, this is great. Everyone's taken care of. Like he's alive. That's Maine. Like, thanks for not dying.
Yeah. Appreciate
there
that.
There wasn't a scratch on my leathers. There wasn't a scratch on my helmet.
It's crazy.
No. His bike got blown apart though. There's pieces
the
of that
fairings
everywhere.
blew apart. I rebuilt that bike and I sold it for what I bought it for.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
it was pretty well. I mean, it looks like plastic-ish. I mean, the handlebars and shit are gone, but
yeah, it needed fairings, the forks were straight. Everything was straight.
Wow.
New clip-ons, new fairings. That was basically it.
Yeah, he
Pretty
got
impressive.
I didn't pick up every single thing that was there, but I was kind of like having a panic attack.
I wanted my mirror, man. That thing was $100.
He's like, didn't you get the little?
You gotta keep some piece of your crash parts for sure. Man. Well, and I think I told you, like, dude, you just can't do that anymore. And you're like, dude, I wish I could promise you that, but I can't promise you that. But I mean, I'm gonna do my best.
You know, man, I love riding motorcycles, and it's dangerous. So I'm a realist. I could die doing it, but that's okay. I'll die happy.
I mean, really, and I mean, you hope that that's not going to be the case, but
Right.
yeah, I mean,
If I stop riding, I'll be miserable.
Right.
So
That's not living.
that's not living.
Sharon Klausner says,
Hi, Sharon.
Hey, Sharon. And those
Great
guys,
people.
those Cadillacs, the way
Man.
that they went and took care of James
Oh yeah.
was awesome.
hell yeah.
Yep.
We were so grateful for them.
It's weird how people that aren't in your like clique
Yeah.
are in your clique all of a sudden, because and especially you guys, like, and I think you guys have heard me every year, like, keep an extra eye out for these motorcycle dudes, like, please, because this is hard, man, and doing it on a motorcycle is so much extra, and especially in those 100-degree heats and all that stuff, like, it's so cool that everyone keeps a little extra eye out for all you guys, because it's got to be a different experience, and I can't even imagine it, but you guys do it.
We went through
Well, and
Dallas.
that's, a lot of people see me passing. That's what I'm doing on the road out there. I'm passing people. And it's because I get anxious sitting behind cars.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I want to be out there where I can just cruise and not have to worry about being in a vice.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually it's not a problem when it's just him and I, but over the years we've collected other people we travel with.
Right.
So this year I ended up pulling a trailer, which is fine. And I can pass in the daytime, no problem. But it got dark because we left a little late. So it got dark and they were still passing people. And I was like, oh my God. And
that no drive day this year was brutal.
Yeah. It was
Yep.
brutal.
Yes, it was. I know. I'm fully aware.
Yeah.
That was the car brand new the day we got it in front of the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh, nice.
That was once.
We flew from Tucson to Nashville, picked it up at BMW in Nashville.
Hell yeah.
That is one.
We had no idea what we were getting into,
Right. It just kind of
about how BMWs are unreliable and all that. So we went and found a low mileage model the last year that they were available from a BMW dealer with a warranty.
Yeah.
nice.
Turns out we didn't need any of that.
But we
Right.
didn't do that.
Right.
We've put 120,000 on this car now. It's got 170, and we beat the crap out of it every time we drive it,
Right.
Good.
and it just loves it.
It's got to be the coolest thing pulling up next to somebody in that and knowing, they've got some Camaro or something like that, and you've got them covered.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're just, they have no idea. They're
They
like,
cry when the
It's-
second door passes them.
Yeah. It's the diesel truck guys.
Oh yeah.
That's the best.
They love it though.
Because they're out there beating up on Corvettes and stuff. Those diesel trucks are fast.
they're quick, man. They
And
are.
when
They're
you
super
get
quick.
outrun by a BMW four-door that's rolling coal on them.
Yeah, that's pretty gangster.
Uh-huh.
I've had them roll down your window and then roll down your. What the hell? What the
Yeah, and you're
hell?
like, you like that shit?
Oh yeah, it's good shit. Jay goes, I don't race my car around town. I don't. He goes, lies. How come your mile per gallon is less than mine when I drive it then? I'm like,
Yeah, I get 2 more miles per gallon on average than she does.
Right, because she's out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But she's nice to it and I'm beating on it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. She's out dusting off fools.
Uh-huh.
If we
Hell
hit
yeah.
a stoplight at the same time we're racing, whether you know it or not.
Yeah, same. Stevie gives me shit constantly because as I'm driving, I'm like looking in the window, like, does that guy want to race? And she's like, they don't want to race you. And I'm like, but what if they do?
What if they do?
Because I can't not. And actually, I had a Chevy Volt for 6 months. I was like, I want to try this out and just see. And that thing's quick. Like those electric cars are pretty quick. And I can't remember. It ran in the 15s or something like that. But Denver, you know what I mean? It's the same everywhere.
That thing gets it.
Right. But I pulled up next to a diesel truck and I gave her the beans, and that guy had no idea, but we were racing and it was on. And he dusted me eventually. But for 40 feet, yeah, maybe they want to race. Maybe they do. Stevie knows. Yeah.
Daphne's laughing at you.
Hell yes. And Sharon Klausner says the V bubble. And then Nicholas Richards says riding sideways through Kansas wind.
Oh God.
Oh.
I couldn't even imagine because I drove through the same wind, but in a semi-aerodynamic car, and I hadn't even thought about that because it was hitting us right in the side. So you
have
guys
to ride
basically, you basically had to ride.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good time.
The last time that we left and did it, the original route was from Vandermeer to Kearney.
Yep.
That when it was 106. So Shane was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go," and I'm like, "Just go, go."
Oh, I was so tired.
He was going, and he was going so fast that at some point, somewhere, snapped off his license plate, and it went.
Yeah.
Like just little.
Yeah, there was just the 2 tabs of my license plate were still in the corner. The license plate was gone.
It's good.
I imagine it looked something like Back to the Future.
Right? And it's out of time with flames.
Oh my
Hell
God.
yes.
Yeah, that was brutal hot.
Yeah, that was God. And the worst part was that year we did it from Vandermeer to Kearney. So it was cold in the mountains in the morning, and then at noon you hit the flats and it's 106. Like,
Yeah.
I'm dying.
Yeah, that was a little bit insane.
40 until we get to the next gas station.
Yeah.
Hell
It took
yes.
a while to catch up.
So we're an hour in, which is crazy, right? This just goes quick. You
Yeah.
wouldn't know it.
No.
I'm going to start rocking through some of my questions that I ask everybody. People on the comments, go ahead and jump in here and ask some questions as well. We'll kind of hop back and forth. I'll get through the rest of your photos you guys had. I did want to pull that one up when we were talking about King of the Road. Or King of the Open Road. So there you guys are being gangsters.
It was fun.
I think we were the first husband and wife to podium together.
That's awesome.
And then
So
2 weeks
awesome.
later, we podiumed together.
Well, you posted
Well,
it.
yeah.
That was the coolest thing.
I
ever,
think
though.
her Wicked Chick Award is cooler.
Yeah.
That's a People's Choice
It's-
deal.
It's pretty awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm
That
so
was
stoked.
super duper cool, and maybe the coolest trophy of the entire
Yeah.
week, which is
thought so.
that's saying a lot because those trophies are sweet as hell.
I don't know. I think she got a trophy from Kyle at 1320 that was
Yeah.
a little better.
Kyle put one on my car.
Did he? Oh, did he put a dick on your car?
Nebraska.
Hell yes.
He got me at the gas station.
Do you guys follow him for any of his normal stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you see that he was just in Thailand?
No,
Huh.
I didn't.
So he was just in
Freaking looking like
Thailand.
crazy, man. It's December.
Yeah. He
All
just
the
went to
stuff
Thailand.
So we don't have
And
any.
he did a live video. He was staying up overnight so that his timing would be better, so he could fly and try to get his sleep schedule back to U.S. time. And it was like 4:30 in the morning or something like that. And he was riding on this bot bus. It's like a bus that takes you down like the main drag, and it's like a 5-mile ride or whatever. But he was putting dicks on them while he was riding them. It was the funniest thing. Like he put a dick on one, and he was like, the guy was right next to it, and I was just, yeah, it was good. So there's a ton of dicks all over Thailand
Oh yeah.
from Kyle, which
They're
is super
all-
cool.
He got everybody. I think
Uh-huh.
he got everybody we know.
I think he got hit by the Phantom Richard though.
Yeah.
Yes, yep. Yeah, which I apologize for that because I got all your
Oh,
messages on that, and it was like, oh well, it's way late.
Yeah, can't take nothing personal on race week.
No.
Not at all, man. Things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody wants to know what the plans are for the Beetle DMW SUV.
Right now, our tuner has the fastest one in the world that we know of, and I think he runs a low 13.
Cool. That's sporty for that big old Haas.
Yeah, it's a little different setup. It's not as capable as this one. It's a CP4, and it's it's still a great rig, but it'll never make the power that this makes.
I don't want to race in the 13.
And
again.
it's just so comfortable. It's such a nice ride.
Right.
Heated seats. It's pretty cool.
Hell yeah. The 335 doesn't have that?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. We
It did.
we put F-Series seat interior in it.
Okay.
Black instead of that gray.
It had gray. It was a base model car.
Yeah.
Okay.
It had non-sport seats.
So
it's come a long way.
All the door
Nice.
cards. We swapped the seats. And then my AC went out on 1.0, like halfway through. So we got back and Shane fixed it for 2.0. And then I got home and it went out again. I'm like, jeez. I don't know what's going on with that. So
Yeah, I'm trying to talk her
dating
into just deleting the AC and putting a supercharger where that AC goes.
Ooh.
That's what he wants to do with that.
I like where this is going.
Target about 55 pounds of boost.
So we'd have to put a roll bar in it.
That's okay.
And
Our tuner has a triple turbo car
yeah.
with a 8 HP trans in it, and it's got a trans brake, and he's been 980s.
See, I want a
At
trans
sea level.
brake.
Trans brakes are crazy, man. Trans brakes are crazy.
That's how those people are making those great 60 foots.
It's like dumping a clutch, but not without the clutch. You don't have to do any of the rest of it.
You just,
And Jessica's got
I'm pretty
there's only
consistent,
one
though,
person I know of that has a better 60 foot than her
in that car.
in that car.
Yeah.
So you got it down.
There's a whole page
Mhm.
of that somebody keeps track of this. So every
There's
time
there's nerds all over the internet keeping track of all this stuff now.
She's been 162. The fastest I know of is a 157.
Wow, that's
And
cool.
Most of them are
hard in that
190s.
Yeah,
Two
and,
lows.
I mean, obviously it's independent rear suspension and stuff still.
Yeah, and we've done a bunch with that too.
Okay,
We changed, rebound adjustable shocks and airbags and everything we can do to slow it down and keep it planted.
hell yeah.
yeah,
Let's
Find out.
see.
you go faster. You wanted to go faster.
Yeah,
I want to go faster.
does the 3 Series have a ZF transmission?
Yeah, it's a 6 HP right now. The same one that they used in the Rolls Royce.
Okay, so it's 6 HP. I don't.
Yeah, it's the 6-speed ZF.
Okay, got it.
It's a great transmission, but there's no controller that enables a trans brake.
Okay,
So it's in the plans to get an 8 HP in there because we can have a trans brake with that transmission.
got it. He probably knows that, and so he was saying there's probably something out there that you can get.
Yeah, Turbolamic makes a controller.
Got it. Okay, so what is and this may not apply to you guys. What is the largest thrash that you have seen or been a part of?
I would say maybe helping Nico
Oh, yeah.
on the first
Or the clutch
2.0.
fiasco.
Yep. Yeah. Nico, if you guys didn't know, so here's the clutch fiasco.
That's
Yeah.
So
Is he rolling back there with his hands on his hips?
is that Roland?
Oh yeah, he's judging.
And,
He's totally judging me right now.
and Moody's back there. Is Moody eating? Come on.
Yeah, when I got so frustrated with poor launch that I went out and practiced my launch in Mexico real quick with the draggy and burned my clutch up on the side of the road.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Matt made some phone calls. We found another clutch out of a little outlaw car that had a GSX-R 1000 engine in it.
Cool. Hell
It was
yeah.
in 08, so it was, almost 15 years too old for my bike. But
Right.
he sold me his clutch packs, and we took the D. We still had the drag radials and the nitrous on. Ran all the way out.
It was like an hour away
somewhere.
from the track.
Picked up this clutch, and we're coming back, and we come across another 335D on the freeway.
No shit.
Yeah. And he sees us, and he pulls up and lines up with us, and we nail it, and just drove away from him. And he catches back up with us, and I reach over and I turn the nitrous on, and we've got a Max 5 controller, so it's that big screen in the windshield. He sees that nitrous thing come on, he hits his brakes and took the exit.
Yeah, I know I got beat there, pal.
Yeah, so
And then Nico's
he's
deal.
saving the day on that one.
Yes, he absolutely did.
It wasn't right, but it was right enough that it got me limped all the way back to Great Bend.
Yep.
No,
I was
you had to
able
go
to
Pueblo
make a pass at Pueblo, and
Yeah.
I went to Great Bend, and I
finish.
and I tried to make a fast pass and just smoke the clutch right on the line.
Right. I remember that.
Yep. I think I remember that too, actually. And then the Nico deal was Nico's awesome. I freaking love Nico.
We
But
were all running 13s. That
Yep.
was the first-
It was in the 13-0 class, I believe, and he's got a stick shift small block Chevy Malibu. And
On
had a
nitrous.
stock-
on night.
On nitrous, right. And it had a stock 7.5-inch 10 bolt.
Out
And
of
of
a
course-
cylinder S10.
Yes.
So he blew that up.
So
And these guys gave him a ride to like a shady junkyard or something.
So we
No.
stopped, and we picked him up, and we found right down the road there was a tow yard.
mile around.
And I looked at the Google Earth, and you could see that he had a bunch of cars in his back lot they had grass growing over them. They were obviously there a long time.
Yeah.
So we're like, hey, let's give it a shot. And the guy was like, nope, nothing's for sale. Nope. And finally Jessica went over there and batted her eyelashes and told him, it's a drag and drive event. It's, he thought we were a bunch of shithead kids.
Right. Well, yeah, Nico comes in. Hey!
So he agreed to let us go back there and find a third member.
How cool.
10
For free.
for free.
And take what you need. Super cool guy.
Yeah, I think
Nice.
Nico got like a $300 speeding ticket that night trying to make it back to the track.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
Good
doing
times.
90. I don't know, Nico, if you're out there listening, but you were doing 90 and like a 35 or something crazy.
That sounds like Nico. That sounds like some Nico shit.
It was funny that he came back the next year with the same setup. And everyone was
Same
like,
rear end.
"Yes!"
Well, it was funny because he won like the Hard Luck Award or whatever, like the Perseverance Award. It was like then he came back into the exact same thing, and I was like, Nico, dude, you can't win it twice for not fixing your shit. Like that's not how this works, dude. Like you won it the first year, now you take that money and you buy parts so you don't break your shit again. That's how that works. Whatever. Nico, I'm a Nico fan, man.
Me too.
Yeah.
He got it under control this year. He did pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually, he's on my my shirt here, and he spelled his name for me because I couldn't say his last name. It's Christofori, and I was losing it on that, but he like phonetically spelled it.
Oh, did he?
I was looking at it today. I was like, who all signed this? Because I know a lot of people signed it, but yeah, Nico Christofori is on. It's pretty good.
That's cool. Yeah, he's cool. Cool people.
That is cool.
We have met some really good,
Drink.
good people. What was another good one?
There's so many.
There's so many. I mean, so many. How about, and again, like I don't know a ton, but tell me about a car you've sold in the past that you shouldn't have sold, or bike, or rock crawler.
I had a 73 Super Beetle my dad gave me, and I wish I would have held on to it because he died in 2011. I wish I still had that car.
Hell yeah.
It was perfect. Beautiful.
Nice.
My first car I drove not my, because I had cars that I sold before I had a license.
Right.
But 81 Fox body that I got for mowing lawns.
Nice.
Yeah. Somebody vandalized it, broke my T-tops, and I took it to the scrapper.
And now you're like,
yeah.
I wish I had that freaking car.
He didn't know any better.
It happens.
Kids, man, kids.
Well, Shane taught himself everything that he knows about cars and wrenching. He taught himself. Back before YouTube, back before.
I grew up poor, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His mom.
That's how it works. You fix your stuff or you don't go nowhere.
Or you, that exactly.
Your mom had that big old station wagon.
No.
This is great.
My mom had a 79 Oldsmobile Cutlass Cruiser.
Hell yes.
It was like lime green with the wood paneling and the green vinyl interior. God, this thing was terrible. And it was originally a diesel. They put a 350 gas motor in it. And then when that blew up, she figured, hey, I'm going to buy a motor out of the little nickel. This was the 90s, right? It's a little nickel.
Thrifty nickel.
Yeah.
Thrifty nickel. Yeah, exactly. Whatever. People in your neighborhood with crap for sale.
So she finds this guy.
Like, what?
he's a college student, and he got a scholarship on the East Coast, so he's dismantling his Cobra kit car and parting it out. So she figures, hey, this 455 rocket block will be great. It'll run forever.
Yeah.
So we get there, and this motor, it's got dual quads on it.
Nice.
And we didn't know. I mean, I was a kid. I didn't know.
Right.
We pulled this motor. We put it in this station wagon with exhaust manifolds and like a Quadrajet 650 on it.
Hell yeah.
The damn thing wouldn't even run. We had to keep upping the carburetor until we could just get it just to idle.
Right.
And the thing would, you pull up to a stoplight and it would all cammed out.
Right.
And here's me with like 9 friends in this thing, just trying to race everybody. Yeah, she never did drive that car.
That is awesome. Oh, I love it. What unlimited amount of money, and assume that everyone's stuff is for sale. What race week / drag and drive car do you own tomorrow?
Vince Ruiz.
Hell yeah, the Nova with the AC and everything.
I'm a big fan of Brandon Kirk Tapp's car. There's the
C2 Corvette.
Yeah. I love Blasphemy, but man, that thing breaks a lot.
Oh, that's the funny story. There's a picture in there with a good story.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If you the one with Finnegan in it.
Oh geez, let me see if I can find it here.
Speaking of blasphemy.
Yeah, so duct tape drags, they come to Tucson. They usually do it in Tucson. So they were here, we were there. Jessica and her girlfriend have a couple cocktails in the parking lot.
As one does, right?
Yeah, as one does. So we're walking through there, and there's Finnegan over about, I don't know, 50 yards away. And here's my wife. Finnegan! Hi! Ridiculous, right? So fast forward to...
Was he on race week?
It was race week. The one where he brought the rubber
the rubber duck, yeah.
The one I broke my leg.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And we're BSing with him, and I tell him that story, and he goes, "Oh my God, I remember you."
No, he didn't say it like that. He said, "Oh my God, I remember that." He was totally cool about it. But then every time we saw him after that, Shane would be all Finnegan, like anywhere in the pits or anywhere we were.
That's freaking great.
I'll never let him live that down.
I'm not sure where the hell it is. That's you. I may not have moved it.
That's Tulsa.
Yep.
That may be on me. Let's see.
That's Ruin in his M3.
Oh, that's a funny story right there.
Tell us this one, and I'll see if I can find that Finnegan.
I can't remember. The truck that I lined up with at Carney apparently was a build that
the
kid did
the
with,
K-swapped Silverado.
yeah.
Oh, right. Yep.
She wound up running with him. They just got lined up by chance. We had no idea that was a K-swap Silverado.
Yeah,
It just looked like a shitbox Silverado to us. We didn't know.
Right.
We didn't watch the whole YouTube about the build with.
Yeah, we had no idea.
PFI and those boys.
20 was following that.
Right.
And so he was making his pass and they were videotaping it. And Jessica just drove out of his life. Just left him sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently a lot of people commented asking about what's up with that BMW rolling
diesel BMW, yeah.
So
he was kind of forced. He said, well, got to interview you because, people want to know.
People are asking, so let's get the skinny.
You're not really a fan. The only one that is Scott Whitty has been really good to me since the beginning.
He's an E90 guy.
Yeah. He's got really great pictures for me.
And just overall a very nice dude.
He is a nice dude.
We love Whitty. He's awesome.
He's a really cool dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And Roadrunner and Richard and all those
Chris
guys
Story.
just kill it. Chris Story, yeah.
Chris Story's a good dude.
That's one of the best parts with this stuff is the professional photographers that all fall on our event and give you these amazing photos of you doing your stuff that you would otherwise not have ever. It's just amazing.
That one that you used for the banner thing, what a great shot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was really, that was a great shot.
Vince Rui does say that that's very humbling and that everything is for sale.
Always.
With a little winky face.
We love those 66s, man. They're beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful car.
What is your favorite racetrack?
Vandermeer. Absolutely. Just because it's iconic.
It's gangster, and you ran a 1099 there.
It used to be Great Bend, but knowing what we know, Vandermeer, definitely my personal best there. Absolutely. And the people. Oh my God. The family. I went over to fill my nitrous tank, and those dudes are cool. And everybody, staging lanes, super cool.
And what's cool is the guy that you handed your nitrous bottle to is probably John Vandermeer III. The Vandermeer family, their blood runs through that place. It really does. And Sporty the third, John Vandermeer III. I was talking to him one day, and he said, pretty much since I can remember, puberty, roughly, I've been here 7 days a week. This, this is my thing. And I don't want to not have this, but what am I supposed to do?
They were being super cool about the whole trying to be. Now we get to go in and start with a clean full palette and just be able to and
use all the knowledge they've gained over the last 65 years.
Yep. And start with, they're talking about wanting 100 times the land that they currently have. That you can't encroach on them.
Right.
Isn't that a Copart now? You know what I heard?
I believe that's that was the rumor that I heard was it was going to be either a Copart or a Ritchie Brothers. I think the latest is Copart. But there's maybe issues with that place is what's interesting with that place is it's never had running water. They've trucked water in every day.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
For that place. So the tower has flush toilets and sinks, but the rest of the facility has no running water. The concession stand has a tank with fresh water so they can wash their hands and they can prepare food, but it's never had running water in 65 years. So part of the issue, I think, is that they're having issues getting water to it. So there may be a situation, and I don't know if this is true or not, but there may be a situation where the Copart can't move in time, and they may lease the track back to the family. We may actually have another year,
Oh, that would be cool.
Wow. That would be super
possibly.
cool.
So,
And
Stevie's right. It's 10 times the land. Sorry, it was 10 times the land. Still, it's like it. I think they currently have something like 1,600 acres, and they have a lot of land that goes up that mountain.
right.
It's kind of unusable. You can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, 10 times that amount is still
a lot.
significant.
I thought they were going to build like huge McMansions up there. Just when you look across and you see over there.
Yep.
I thought they had earmarked that land for big fancy homes.
Yep. I had heard initially it was Amazon warehouse,
Wow.
but apparently not. Apparently auto auctions.
That's crazy.
Hey, whatever, man.
Eyesore. I mean, like Vandermeer is at least beautiful. Now it's just going to be a big eyesore over there.
Yep. Constant rotating cars.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Trade noise for ugly.
Yep.
Careful.
Shane, your favorite racetrack?
Oh, I like Pueblo. I'm sorry. I like Tulsa.
Tulsa. Okay.
TRP. I like Tulsa. The times are fast. It's clean. It's pretty. I just like it. It's cool.
Yep.
It's got all my Oklahomies.
The Oklahomies are important.
Like all the tracks.
Thunder Valley's awesome. You know.
Yep. Thunder Valley's cool too because it's just it's out there. Like you'd never even know. You could be just driving and just like, holy shit. It's a racetrack right here. Okay.
We got a lot of good memories at Thunder Valley. Running Alex in the mega cab.
Yep.
That was
a
my
good
PB
time.
until this year.
Yeah, she put a hurting on him now.
Hell yeah.
He's a stinker though. He was turning up his tune as he was going down the track. I'm like, dude.
That was his like scramble button. Like, oh, she's ahead of me. Hold on, I got this.
He's watching her in the rearview mirror going, oh, she's starting to catch up. I think I'll turn up another 100.
Uh-huh. Yep.
He never gapped me though. I finished right on his, well.
Right next to him or whatever.
Yeah.
Lost the kidney grill out of the car.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell was that?
Grill gone.
Fucked it right out. Yeah. Man.
Trailer or no trailer?
I love not having a trailer. I love winding through the mountains.
I used to love not having a trailer, but now I'm the trailer person. So.
Yeah. And James is really appreciative of that.
Well,
he had a blowout on the
Yeah.
Blowout right in front of me, and that thing was popping and banging the whole week. That bike he was riding.
Yep.
All week. So I just thought.
We just came off this long sweeping corner doing about 80.
Yeah.
And just hit the straightaway and his tire popped.
Phew, luck.
Yeah, it was sketchy.
But no trailer. You just like this. Look, this is your jam right here.
Yeah, that's it. If you look, you can see the paper there with my navigation.
Oh yeah, you sure can. Underneath the windshield there.
Yeah.
He wraps it around his phone and then sticks it on that. What's that thing called?
This is RAM mount.
RAM mount.
Hell yeah.
That thing's pretty handy because then I stick it in my windshield and then I can watch my boost on my phone.
Hell yeah.
Because we need to figure out. First, I thought he wanted to know.
We got
how much
another
I
round
was
of upgrades
launching
to
on.
go. You know how it is.
There's a whole stack of boxes in my freaking garage right now. I understand.
He'll be like, do this, do this, do this. I need to know this. Oh, and by the way, I need a data log. I'm like, oh my God. What was the boost at? When I launched or no,
I don't know. Right?
I can't watch everything.
Back in the day, we used to just put cameras on everything. Yeah. Back in the day, we used to put cameras on everything. So GoPros all over, and then you watch them all back.
And that's what someone told him. Shane, maybe you should set up your GoPro so she can, then you'll just know. She won't
Yeah,
have.
it's old school data logging. It's awesome.
And then he'll tell the tuner, well, this data log is going to be really long because he'll like set it up.
Hold on, it's got my video in it, and yeah.
Yeah.
Getting down my last couple of questions, and then I think we'll call it a night, guys. But this has been fun. This has been super cool.
Yeah.
If you're out there on the watching on the old interwebs, go ahead and throw in some more comments and or questions, and I'll get those asked. If you are tuning in after the fact, obviously you can't ask me questions now, and you can't see the questions as they come through. So I'll try to read those. Like I said, I'm trying to get a little more podcast friendly with the podcast.
Interactive with the people.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what advice do you guys have for newbies?
Oh, geez.
And I think it would make sense, like, especially Shane, like newbies on a motorcycle.
Don't go to win. Just it's all about the experience. And if you're gonna do one, I would recommend Coder or Rocky Mountain Race Week over any of the others, just because I think that those two are more family oriented.
Mm-hmm.
A little. Everyone's still competitive, but it's not cutthroat competition.
Right.
Friendly competition. Yeah. Like us, if we had drove by Nico, that would have moved us up spots.
Right.
Yeah,
but then you would left Nico in the back, and you never would have met Nico. And Nico is worth knowing.
Right. Mm-hmm. And when you guys said it's good, it's not good, you stop. That's what you do. You
stop, and you help a homie out, and then he climbs his stripper glitter rear end ass in the back of your
car
BMW.
Fine, dude. He's like, "Are you sure?" Yeah, it's fine.
What about you, Jessica? And I would say specifically, like a spouse of someone that's like, I want to go see what you do. And then all of a sudden you're in it and you're involved. Help, like a newbie in your shoes. What advice do you give to yourself?
Do it. You can do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
They
have so much fun. Like I know some of the girls, their husbands raced and then talked them into it. Like Sharon.
Yep.
She got talked into roll racing and then she was like hooked. Like, this is fun, do it. You get the opportunity. And like Vince Rui's wife.
Heather
out there killing it,
Yeah.
And Crystal Carroll. Like, I want to see that girl compete. She, I've seen her.
She's got that thing down, especially that LSF spec elemental, whatever the hell they got. And she would just on race week or on road week trim took it out, and I think it went 13,000.
Yeah, perfect pass.
Yeah.
Or 14,000.
Yep.
Yeah, Vince says that he's got to build her a car now, so now he's going to be even more poor. So,
that's going to be hard on a car. I mean, I know he races. I think she was racing in the 11s, or
she was racing in the 12s, and he was racing in the 9s.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
But still, that's a whole different thing on the car. Like, I mean, and that car is not slow. I mean, it makes good power, so that's definitely a thing for sure.
It's probably hard to share a car, like beating on
the same car over and over and over.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, Vince, you got to build her a car.
It's done. It's time. It's time. Heck
yes.
Yes.
Wicked chicks.
Yes, absolutely. And all the young girls coming up, like, I'm going to forget all their names.
Hell yeah.
Oh, there's so many of them. And it's
Taylor and all those girls.
Yeah, I mean, Gracie, Gwen.
Gracie.
Yeah, Gracie.
Yep. And McKenna is running Junior Street. Max Stark is stick shifting that Mustang. there's so many females that do what we do,
So
and
awesome.
it kind of makes sense because it started as a family thing.
Yeah.
You know, you can bring your kids out, bring your whole family, let's go have fun, and then you know your wife's like, hey, Dick, this is boring standing here. Let's Can I race a little bit too? So you
Yeah,
know,
she just kind of
Jessica
said,
took a little nudging.
yeah,
She was a little apprehensive at first.
yeah.
it happens. It happens.
We did a
So
couple.
then she got
passes.
hooked, you know, the adrenaline rush and like she said, the sweaty palms.
Yeah, where you're just like, okay.
Yeah, and you're like shaking after the pass, and you're like, I get it now.
You know, and then getting yourself to pull it together and stay calm and you know, during those times, it's just
Right.
growth.
And
Awesome.
and end up where you're competitive, and you know, yeah, sure, you're not going to win, but like, dude, I'm sixth, and that's better than eighth.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, now we're running against Cameron Thorpe, who runs like
on the number every freaking
zero,
time.
zero, every
0,
pass.
0, 0, 0, 0. He's like
That guy is
zeros
crazy
to
consistent.
infinity.
And he races constantly. Like that was always his thing, is that he lives near Vandermeer. He lives in Bailey. So
he said he was gonna go back the following weekend after we finished and just give that car everything.
right.
I don't know what he did because I didn't see anything posted, but what did he do? Does anybody know how fast he
That Steel City deal, right?
I don't know how quick he went. If it was the Steel City, that's a no prep thing, and that's like not timed. So
No, I don't think it was that.
I don't even know.
I didn't talk to
I
him.
know that car is super duper capable of being very fast. So
Yeah. So
I
that's
don't
what he said he was going to do that following weekend, was go out there and just give it everything. So
hell yeah.
if anybody knows.
I'll ask him. He just posted something recently. He's been working at one of the local Denver shops, and he never wanted to mechanic for a living, but now he's mechanicking for a living. So we'll see how that goes. But one of our Facebook users who didn't put a name up there, but if you're still watching, what kind of dog is on your shoulder?
That's a Eleanor cockatoo.
Very nice.
Bites. No.
They all bite. They all
And I
bite.
believe the same person asked if you are the cutest biker there is.
Oh, I don't know. That bear in people clothes is pretty dang cute.
Right?
Have you seen that bear in people clothes?
The bear in people clothes.
No, Dustin
Crap.
is.
Yeah. Moody's a looker.
Oh, Michael with Juggernaut.
Here, come here.
He's asking about the dog on your shoulder.
Oh,
She's being
she's
shy now. Come here.
It was funny in the little pre meeting. He shoved her against the camera, and there the head.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi. Cute.
See,
Ah. Woo.
pretty bird.
Yeah, knock that off because Stevie's gonna want one now.
Hey man, there's something pretty cool about a pet that talks to you.
I agreed, and on TikTok they're great.
Yeah.
Gizmo the gray parrot. I mean, I'm for it. Yeah, Stevie loves the bird, of course.
I should go get Phoebe.
Yeah,
Ask if she wants to see a really big bird.
she does.
She does?
She
Okay,
does.
Hold on.
Zane has also been mentioning, thanks for the KTM. He has to race the KTM, and that he loves you guys.
Yeah, we love him too. That's our son.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. While we're waiting for no, you're not. Stevie is purchasing bird. Be right back. Purchasing bird. While she gets the large one, real quick, my last question for us before we kind of sign off is, I've tried to put it into words and I haven't really come up with the right way. But how is it competing in one hand, but then also cheering on your better half? It's got to be so. It's just got to be so amazing watching her do her thing. Oh, hello.
Say hi.
Hello.
Can you say hi?
Well, I turn all the wrenches, So,
Yep.
her victories are my victories too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not a mechanic, I'm just a
Right.
dumb carpenter.
Yep.
I always ask him because Matt said once Jessica turns in her last slip, can he make a pass? Yeah, he can, but Shane says no because he would feel awful if he.
I don't want to have the PB in the car.
Right.
I mean,
Right. I made that issue, or I had that issue. I made that mistake
See,
this last year.
I kind of feel like that won't happen, but
I wrench on it, and I bought a lot of stuff for it, but she bought a lot of stuff too, and she's put a lot into it. She deserves all of her victories.
say
Heck
hi.
yeah.
Stevie wants to say hi to you.
And while you were getting the other bird, and I'll ask you about this one, Zane says hello.
Hi, Zane.
Hello. So tell us about the big bird.
The what?
The big old bird.
Oh, this is Phoebe. So I had this bird for about 13 years before Shane and I moved in together. And once she met Shane, she said that he is her birdie and she doesn't love me anymore.
Oh.
So then I got another one of those. And I told him, don't pet her, don't talk to her, don't give her treats. And he did. And now that's his bird too.
So basically, he's now the bird whisperer.
Yeah.
Well, I was home. I was studying for my contractor's license at that time.
Yeah.
It's
So
funny
then I
because
got
that's what
her.
happened here too. Stevie was not really a dog person at all,
Did she steal your dog?
and she stole my dog. Yeah,
Yeah.
my dog gives two flying fucks about me. I feed that dog. I take care of that dog. I buy that dog everything he's ever had. He doesn't give two. He cares not. She walks in the front door, and it's directly on her.
So that dog you met earlier, Bella, she's a Connie Corso Italian Mastiff. And she's 6 now. But I took her to drop her off to get her fixed. And then the vet called me and said, hey, some guy's trying to pick up your dog. I'm like, what? Yeah, he's in a big tan diesel truck. And I'm like, oh, that's my husband. So he goes and picks the dog up from the vet and goes, oh, poor Bella, what did mama do to you? And ever since then, it is now his dog.
Now his dog.
Because, yeah.
You're smart. You're
Man.
smart.
Yeah, she drops them off. I pick them up. It works out.
Right. You're the bad person. He's the good person. Let me take good care of you.
Tell Stevie she doesn't want parrots because that's what parrots do.
Pooped on you?
No, they bite.
They
Oh,
bite.
bitch you.
Yeah.
Yeah, birds bite.
Yeah, they bite and they
Yeah.
bite hard.
That'll happen, but it can talk to you,
Yeah.
which is pretty neat.
Oh.
How they live really long, right?
Yeah. I didn't really think that one through.
That happens.
Yeah, I think the oldest recorded bird is actually this species right here. And she was born in 1790 and died in 1914.
What?
Yeah.
Hey.
Wow.
Spent 80 years on a boat. Its owner was a captain of a boat. So spent 80 years on a boat, and then when the captain died,
with the same guy.
they
For
put
80 years.
they put the bird in a hotel, and that's where it lived out the rest of its life.
Wow. Maybe that was the peg leg dude you bought the motorcycle from.
Yeah, maybe.
It was
No, I told that dude to kick rocks.
Ah, good one. All right, guys. I think that's it. I've had a freaking great
That was fun.
with you guys. This has
Having
been
a
super
fun.
fun. But thank you guys so much for coming on. Thank you guys so much for bringing your stuff out to Race Week and letting us meet you guys. And thanks for being cool as hell.
Right
Thanks
on.
for letting us
I
in.
gotcha. I know. We're
Hell yes.
getting rid of us.
Damn right. Damn right.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and throw you in the background. Stay on for me. We'll do a little goodbye after I do a goodbye to everybody else out here. But
Awesome.
thank you guys so much.
See you, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
That was super fun. Thank you guys. How about that, you guys? Wow. I always say this, that we could probably go for 2 more hours and still just be loving this and picking up all kinds of good stuff and learning about these people that we hang out with so much. So it was super duper cool. Dash, dude, thank you so much for tuning in and continue to tune in. congratulations on the Monty, I believe, working on that, and you've got a lot going on with that. So do a great job with that. Pat Cook tuned in as well. Thanks so much, Pat. If you guys hadn't seen, I had Pat on earlier, and Pat was a great episode. And all of these have been really, really, really good shows. So again, I've got them on Blueberry, BLUBRRY podcasts, and I'm going to be having more of those come out next week. Next week's going to be a really good one as well. Aleem and Azim Sheik, they have the second gen Camaro. They were on Rocky Mountain Race Week, I believe, 2021. They've been on Sick Week now. I believe they've done the King of the Open Road or two. Very, very cool dudes. I'm going to be really, really happy to hang out with those guys. Then I'm going to take a little bit of a break over the Christmas holiday. I'll probably be back right after New Year's is my plan. But I'll have some stuff up, and I'll make that happen. But guys, thank you so much for tuning into this. I'm having the time of my life. This is super duper fun, and getting to hang out and talk with these people that, again, we get to hang out with for so long. We don't really get any time to like actually get to know them. And how cool is that Shane and Jessica both just showed up and like, we're going to teach ourselves how to race on Rocky Mountain Race Week, and we're going to have a blast doing it. So guys, that's super duper fun. Thank you so much to Shane and Jessica. Thanks to everyone that's been on. Thanks to everyone that's been tuning in. You guys are awesome. That said, guys, Tuesday night is done. We're going to make this a fantastic evening. And then, again, next week, Aleem and Azim Sheik are going to be on. And then a little break, and Feliz Navidad. But that said, you guys, episode 28, we are done.